Well, hello there, all you strange and interesting creatures of the internet. Welcome back to All Seasons on F1 2022. Yes, we have finally reached the next game in the EA Codemasters installment, and it's time for us to skip to F1. Although I enjoyed my time doing the F2 cars in F1 2020, I think we should just go straight to Formula 1. So we're going to start from the beginning. One of the great features about this game is you can actually do a real season start, if you so desire. But we are going to start, of course, from the beginning, and we're going to go for our usual custom season now of 16 races, not 22. I do believe it ends up with quite a tighter sort of season and a little bit more enjoyable, I do believe, because otherwise the seasons do tend to drag on a little bit. And I've thought of a different sort of way that we can do the track lists, because I've had a lot of complaints about the way I've done the track lists, so we're going to change it now to something a lot more simpler. So we're going to keep the last round of the championship at Abu Dhabi for every single season of this 2022 campaign. But what we're going to do is we're going to delete the last 6 rounds of the championship just before Abu Dhabi. So we're going to get rid of Brazil, Mexico, USA, so on and so forth. And so that's going to make up our 16 rounds. And then in season 2, we're going to delete the next 6 rounds that are higher up than the last one, I think, which is Italy there. And then we're going to reintroduce Italy and all the others back in again. And we're going to continue going backwards up the order. So that's how we're going to do it. Now, we're going to go as usual for our player faults. The fault frequency and the fault types is going to be high because we want some technical issues in our car, and we definitely want it to fail at least once or twice during a season. Everything else, as you can see, is pretty much set at default. We've got the formation lap is going to be put on. The safety car experience is going to be immersive. So it's all looking pretty decent there, as you can see at the moment. And we've increased the safety car frequency as well, because that, I do believe, makes the videos even more exciting, even more. And for this season, we are getting rid of Crofty. We're getting rid of Crofty, and we're going to have Alex Jacks as the main commentator for the F1 2022 season. So here we go. It's time to create our driver identity, and we're going to go for our usual Hookster man. There he is, the Hookster, the immortal god, of course, from the Britain of Great, And here we go, we're going to input our name here, Dave Hook, yes, otherwise known as God. Yes, God, then there he is. So there is Hookster for the F1 2022 campaign, and it's time now to move on, I think, to, is it going to be the car reveal? No, it's time now to select our team, yes. And of course, as usual, we're going to pick the slowest car on the grid, so we're going to go into the Williams, aren't we? No, we're not. Hold the phone, shock horror. We are going to drive for someone else. Yes, but who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? It's not going to be the worst team on the grid. It's going to be the second worst team on the grid. Yes, we're going to go for Aston Martin. And the reason for this is because, and we're also going to go, stand by all you fans, stand by. We're going to go for our teammate. It's going to be Sebastian Vettel. Yes, he's going to be our teammate, which means he could end up in a few seasons in this 2022 campaign, which is great news. So it's the old-timers. It's the old-timers in Aston Martin. The reason for this is because I did drive for Williams twice in the last season. So I really didn't want to drive for them again. But of course, there's always going to be opportunity later in these seasons to probably drive for Williams again. Anyway, so here we go then. It's time to start our 2022 campaign. As you can see already, we've got a lot of the facilities are graded on our specs. You can see durability's up to spec 2 already. And so is the aero, the chassis, and just the powertrain is a little bit lacking at the moment. And as you can see in the vehicle performance comparison chart, we are second from last at the moment, just in front of Williams and just behind Huss. So now it's time to go to the car reveal, which unfortunately there was no volume for, so I had to put my own little bit of music in. So there is our gorgeous Aston Martin. It reminds me of the Jaguar from 2004, to be fair. But now it's time for the first round of the championship. It's time for Bahrain. It's time to go to that bloody hippie.
Hello folks, and welcome to Paddock Pass, your pre-race edition for this, the inaugural round of the 2022 Formula 1 World Championship. And I've got to say, it feels great to be back. As is tradition, there is something of an air of a first day back at school on arrival here. But it's more than that. Because the new era of Formula One has arrived, and with it, the eagerly anticipated new car regulations which have been designed to help promote better racing. With clean sculpted lines, swooping rear and front wings which should allow cars to follow each other more closely, new eye-catching 18-inch low-profile tyres, the return of ground effect, and a reduction of aerodynamic physical adornments, the new cars look strikingly different, all while improving safety and pushing the limit of technical ingenuity. So then, which teams have interpreted the rules most effectively, and which drivers will adapt to their new car the quickest, leading the charge against the rest of the pack? Only time will tell. As always, we can't wait for this season to begin, but for now, from us, that's your line.
Designed for better racing. Well, that worked out well, didn't it? Anyway, practice has been completed at the moment, and we didn't get anywhere. Sergio Perez did, but anyway, we got some more lovely points for us. Look at this. Look, we've got a total of 1,570 resource points, which means we've got some more development boosts to the rear downforce, to the weight reduction, and to the engine power as well. Fantastic. Okay, so if anyone's ever played this game on the pad, you will know how much of a nightmare it is. Unfortunately, I've had to go back to the F1 2016 days, and we're on full traction control at the moment. So we're about to cross the line now for our first qualifying run, and it's currently 8th position. Well, not too bad. Not too shabby indeed for our first run out in the beautiful Aston Martin. As we accelerate forward, oh God, as I say that, we're in 20th place, everyone. We're in last place, and we are now down on the deltas. What did I say about the full traction control? Now, of course, this may affect our championship in the fact that we may actually go past our 4 seasons for this 2022 campaign. We'll just have to see how it goes as we accelerate forward now to even later to qualifying. We are still in last place at the moment. Vettel's not doing too much better, only in 17th. We are slightly up though on the delta, so hopefully we can improve on this. Now, we're going to see if we have improved or not, because thankfully it does come up on the screen. It's not. It's last place, lads. It's last bloody place in our Aston Martin. Charles Leclerc got pole position, Maxi Boy in second place. And Sebastian Vettel has bested us. Sebastian Vettel in his first race back has bested us. Bugger.
No more testing, no more practice. This is the real deal. And it's make or break here at round 1 of this year's Formula One World Championship. We go racing today around 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit, with 15 corners and 2 good passing opportunities into turns 1 and 4. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left into the tricky braking zone of turn 10. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday and he'll start from pole position, just ahead of George Russell, who starts this event from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Hamilton, Valtteri Bottas and Sainz, Ocon, Ricciardo, Magnussen and Charles Leclerc. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Gasly, Mick Schumacher, Lando Norris and Tsunoda. Albon, Vettel, Fernando Alonso, they've taken a grid penalty, and Nicholas Latifi. Joe, and the captain. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. So we are here in 2022 at the start of another Formula One World Championship. It all begins here, the start of the next generation of Formula One. With the end of the second turbocharged era, a new dawn begins. New regulations have been brought in to promote better racing, with the 2 big standout changes being the wheel size increase and the aerodynamics on the car itself. But will this result in us having a repeat fight for the Driver Championship? Will Mercedes retain their Constructors' title? We have lots to discuss then with Anthony Davidson, who's joined me in the commentary box for today's event.
Yeah, it's good to be back. Let's hope for some good racing today as well. We can't know at this point how competitive the teams are relative to each other, but hopefully nobody's able to run and hide. We want to see these drivers pushing to the limit all the way to the checkered flag.
So we've got new cars, but it's the same old Hookster as the 5 lights go out now on the all seasons clear mode, and we say go 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 as we go into a bold new adventure, and we go go go. So it's away we go off the line, still in 20 for the moment. Sebastian Vettel still in 17th position. What he's also going to do is he goes into turn 1. Is he going to do one of his customary dives? Yes, he does. Look at this huge amount of cars all squeezes through there. That was a great performance. He's up into the points. I can't believe it. He's up into the World Championship points. We're in 10th position. It's another fantastic result from the guy that never gives up, and he never surrenders. Don't you know? We've got Kevin Magnussen in the Haas, and we dive down the inside of K-Mag. Are we going to get past? I think we have. He's still off to the left hand side though. We do give him the space, as you can see. We give him the space, but we're going to dive around the outside of him, and yes, we've got through up into 9th position now in our first run in the Aston Martin. Ahead of us we got Valtteri Bottas, and now behind us we got Yuki Tsunoda. Yes, Yuki Tsunoda underneath the floodlights of the glorious Bahrain circuit. We continue on, still chasing Valtteri Bottas. Of course, he's in the Alfa Romeo. So Yuki Tsunoda and Kevin Magnussen are fighting with each other just behind us, as you can see. They're swapping positions as we're going through this first lap of the Grand Prix. And the Hookster's reported back that his car feels pretty decent. The only thing he says is it's not very fast. But in the handling department, he says the Aston Martin feels very nice and stable. So this should be pretty decent. And hopefully we should end up with maybe the tail end of the points in this first sort of mini season of the all season, season 1, and we may end up sort of around 9th or 10th place. That's the goal anyway, to just pick up the tail end points in our first little 8 rounds of the championship in the Aston Martin, as we're about to complete lap 1 now. Maxi Boy has, of course, got the fastest lap because he's in the lead of the race right now, and we're still in 9th position, still chasing Valtteri Bottas as we accelerate forward into lap 2. As you can see, it's a car going around the outside of us. Who was that? Not quite sure. He's gone off. That was Charles Leclerc. Once again, Crashy Leclerc has really done himself a bad one there. He tried to go around the outside of us. There really wasn't anywhere to pass there. It was ridiculous. Now, once again, anyone who's played this game will know that the AI for F1 22 are absolutely crazy. In fact, there's 19 other Hooksters on the grid. So this is going to be quite a problem as we accelerate forward now to lap 3 of the Grand Prix. Still holding on to 9th position. Bottas now's got the gap up to 1.7 seconds though. And we've got Fernando Alonso behind us now in 10th place as we accelerate forward to lap 3. Look at this. Alonso's going for a move down the inside of us. Does he get past? Yes, he does. But we're going to hang him out to dry. Go around the outside. Sort of give him a little squeeze there. And yes, we're back into 9th position now. Still chasing Bottas, but he's now got the gap up to 3.4 seconds. And Alonso, of course, is directly behind us as we accelerate forward to lap 4. And once again, we've got a car trying to get past us. But it's not Alonso this time. It's Yuki Tsunoda in, of course, the AlphaTauri. And our pit stop cycle is about to open up as we once again go around the outside. Give him a little squeeze for Yuki, and we managed to hold on to this 9th position at the moment, and Bottas is now 4.5 seconds up the road. Oh dear. As we accelerate forward at lap 5, and I think we're going to come in for... No, we were thought about going in for a pit stop, but we're going to stay out for another lap, and that's giving the opportunity for Yuki Tsunoda to sneak around the outside of us. But this time, of course, we're going to have that tighter inside line, which, as you can see, there we go, and we squeeze out and push out Yuki Tsunoda and hold on. Now we're in 7th place because a couple of cars have come in, so 7th position now for the Hookster. Fantastic indeed. What a debut. Anyway, we accelerate forward now to lap 6, and I think now we are going to come in for that pit stop. Cars ahead of us have come in. Now we've got Daniel Ricciardo, and George of the Russell is currently in as well. So in we come for our first pit stop on F1 22. Now, of course, another fantastic feature is, of course, the button you have to press precisely, just like that, for your pit stop. Great addition. Anyone who remembers oh no, we're getting held in the pit stop. We have been held slightly. We lost about half a second there, but anyone who remembers F1 Championship Edition, it's what a fantastic addition that was. Of course, it's not as sophisticated as that game. It's just basically you have to press the X button, and of course in Championship Edition you had to press all the buttons to change the tyres, do the refueling and everything. It was just great to see, and you'd end up with about a 15-second pit stop if you absolutely cocked it up, which was very easy to do, in fact, on that game. Anyway, we accelerate for lap 7. Lap 7, 14th position at the moment. We've got cars coming in for their pit stops, though, so hopefully we should get back into these World Championship points that we had at the start, which was, of course, 9th position. But a car has jumped us out of the pits. This is not good. It's Yuki Tsunoda. He's currently in 10th place, and he's got out of his pit stop ahead of us, so we've got to see if we can get Yuki and at least get that 1 point away from Yuki in our debut in this Aston Martin. But can we beat Yuki Tsunoda? He's gone onto the hard tyre, which means we have got the advantage. We're on the medium, which means we're going to be about a quarter of a second faster for about 3 or 4 laps than Yuki is on his hards, which at the moment are still getting up to temperature because he's just coming into the pits. Oh, we got a bit of contact there with the car behind. That was Pierre Gasly, I do believe. Mon Dieu, Pierre, mon Dieu. And we're still holding 11th as we accelerate for lap 8. We're just going round and past the pits. Thankfully, I think it's our teammate. Yes, it is. Vettel is coming for his pit stop. So we are going to inherit that one single World Championship point anyway, unless someone else comes in a little bit later in the Grand Prix. But at the moment, we are in the points. Yes, just one, but we are definitely in the points. Look at the opposition behind us, though. They're absolutely crazy in this game. Absolutely crazy. And will pass you at any opportunity they can. So we accelerate for lap 9. Just going past the pits again. We're still chasing down Yuki Tsunoda. He's got the gap up to nearly a second though at the moment. So can we catch Yuki and steal this 9th place? We had 9th pretty much from the start of the Grand Prix, or pretty early into it anyway. So can we get it back from Yuki, who, as I said, definitely jumped us in that pit stop cycle. But you did see that we did get a slight hold as we came in for our stop. Yes. Anyway, still chasing Yuki as we accelerate for lap 11. We've got a car behind us now. It's Fernando Alonso, of course, in the Alpine. He goes down the inside. He's got the DRS flap open, of course. We're going to go around the outside. We should be able to cut in and cut off Alonso. Wow, that's a little bit too much of a cut for Alonso there. But anyway, we've managed to hold on and maintain our 10th position at the moment. Yuki Tsunoda's now got the gap up to 1 second. As we accelerate for lap 14, it's the end of the race, everyone. Maxi Boy has crossed the line in first position, but we, in our auspicious debut at Aston Martin, are going to finish in the points. Yes, it's only going to be 10th, but it's still going to be a single solitary championship point. Unfortunately, we couldn't beat Yuki because of that jump in the pit stops, but we are still going to end up for our first race with 1 point. What a great start to our F1 2022 campaign. I was really thinking we've gone on to the full traction that we wouldn't actually get anywhere near the points. I was thinking that in this Aston Martin we're going to end up in about 16th or 15th place, so I'm very, very happy. And we get driver of the day as well. It's an embarrassment of riches all round, and we do end up in the World Championship points. And the Red Bull team mechanics congratulate themselves. I do not see any famous F1 YouTubers, but there is Maxi Boy. Did they get sacked for this game? Did they get sacked? Did they? Well, it's about bloody time, that's what I say. Bad bloody... Wait a minute, I thought I saw Benjamin Daly. Off to the right there. I may have done, or my eyes may have been deceiving me. Anyway, it's time for the podium. This is quite new for 22 as well. As you can see, this sort of stepping into the camera, if you like. And so here he goes, Maxi Boy. And there is Perez in second place. And Carlos Sainz of the Ferrari got third position. Well done to those. As Maxi Boy holds up the trophy eye. Yes. Well done, Maxi. Well done indeed. And it's time for the champagne to go over everyone. La 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 la. Anyway, there you go then. First round of the championship has been completed. 1 point for us in the Aston Martin. Maxi Boy won the race, of course. Carlos Sainz got the fastest lap though. So let's see where we are now, and let's see where actually our teammate Sebastian Vettel only finished in 18th place. So that's really a reflection of where Aston Martin is really. Anyway, in the standings, which are pretty academic at this stage, we are currently in 10th place, of course, with 1 point. Max Verstappen in the lead, Sergio Perez 7 points behind him, and we are 8th in the constructors. Okay then, so it's time to move on to... Oh, wait a minute, we've got something from the marketing department. Let's go to this event and see exactly what it is. The team is looking to... Involvement with a charity would be worthwhile, at the same time good exposure. Yes, okay then, let's get the charities on board. Why not? Why not indeed? Now it's time to go to the Pirelli Hot Lap. Yes, as you know, supercars have been introduced into F1 2022, and it got a lot of complaints from everyone. A lot of complaints because basically it's not the classic cars, is it? No, it's just a lot of supercars. Basically just the safety cars from the actual real life F1, basically, and a few others just chucked in on top. So yes, and here we're going to go and see what we can do in our supercar just for this first sort of video on F1 2022, and I promise after this I won't be featuring the supercars ever again, but I will still be doing these supercar events. I'll just be doing it off sort of YouTube. So there you go, first one completed in the supercars. Yeah, it's pretty boring and dry stuff. I don't know why they put it in there, to be honest. I'd have just left it and carried on with the championship, but there you go, there's the supercars new for F1 2022, and that's the last time you'll see them. Anyway, so we move on now to Jeddah Corniche circuit for round 2 of the championship. Yes, places have been completed. We ended up in 6th place and Sebastian Vettel finished in 12th position, so now we've got some more lovely resource points to add to our collection. Now 2,187 points, which we've got development boosts, rear downforce, engine power, and engine power again. Fantastic. So here we go at Jeddah, of course, a fairly new circuit on the calendar, and at the moment we're in 5th place for our first run. Fantastic. Our teammate Sebastian Vettel's now in 7th as we accelerate forward down to the middle range of qualifying, and we've dropped down, but we're still in 15th place, which is pretty decent. We're still ahead of our teammate as well, Sebastian Vettel, who's in 16th position, and we've just cleared the... oh my goodness, I can't believe it. 9th place, that was a fantastic result there for the Hookster. 9th place in an Aston Martin, and now it's almost at the end of qualifying, just 36 seconds in fact to go, and we're slightly up on the deltas, but I don't think this is going to make us improve. Let's have a look as we're about to cross the line. Oh, we have improved, look at that, 6th position. Wow, what a result indeed. Fantastic. So that's the end of qualifying then, and we unfortunately, though, we did drop down to 11th at that point. Have we dropped down any further? No, we're still there. So there you go, 11th position. Still pretty decent, as you can see, for our Aston Martin car. So there you go. Charles Leclerc got pole. We got 11th position. Sergio Perez got 2nd. Maxi only got 3rd place. Wowzers. And teammate Sebastian Vettel only got 19th position. Oh dear.
So here we are then, welcoming you today to one of the jewels of the Arab world. Jeddah, one of the biggest cities in Saudi Arabia, second only to Riyadh, gateway to Mecca, one of the biggest ports in the region, and now host to the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. So let's take a look at a topographical map of the Jeddah Street Circuit. As you can see, a number of challenging corners for the drivers to master here. We'll see just how much the teams have benefited from their time spent in practice this weekend, and like many street circuits, this track has the potential to punish drivers that get it wrong. Let's hope we avoid any safety cars today. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, edging out Sergio Perez, who lines up P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Verstappen, Sainz, George Russell and Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, Norris, Ocon and Kevin Magnussen, the captain, Joe, Mick Schumacher and Gasly, Ricciardo, Tsunoda, Alex Albon and Sebastian Vettel. Latifi and Valtteri Bottas begins the race from the back of the grid. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you here with us today. But I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the run down into turn 1, a bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It will keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build towards the start of the Grand Prix.
So it's time once again for the 5 lights to go out on the Seasons, clear mode, we say go, 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 and it's away we go. Wow, pretty decent start off the line for the Hookster there. I have to say, as we're now going to go into turn 1, we've got Ocon off to the right, but we're going to dive down the inside of Ocon. We've got Magnussen as well. He sort of darts out of the way a little bit of contact with Magnussen. We're now going around the outside once again, and once again we're up into the points. 9th position seems to be ours once again at Jeddah. Yes, could it get any better at Jeddah? No, it couldn't. That almost rhymed, but it didn't. Anyway, there you go. 9th place for us. We've got Fernando Alonso in the. I've got a feeling that we're going to be racing with these Alpines quite a lot during these early championship campaigns. I just got that sort of thing in my mind that this is what it's going to be like. We're going to be racing with the Alpines quite a lot. So there's Fernando Alonso behind us, and ahead of us we've got of course Magnussen in that Husk car, which is a little bit faster on us in terms of performance at the moment, but I'm sure this car will improve as the season progresses. Yes, now I know a lot of you like to sort of give me ratings now in the comments, so I'd like to say that as well as rating the Hookster, can you just bear in mind the performance level of the car that I'm driving right now as well. Please bear that in mind. So if I'm not finishing the points, don't start saying, oh well look, can't even finish the points. You've got to reflect it on the car that I'm currently driving and sort of the performance level of that car. And basically this Aston Martin's level at the moment is just above the bottom, so that's what we should be expecting. So at the moment, I'm doing bloody well indeed in 9th position, but Fernando Alonso is still pressuring us from behind, trying to get past. But we managed to hold him off as Charles Leclerc now puts in the fastest lap. Is he going to win in that Ferrari? Unbelievable. No, surely not. Surely they'll run out of tyres or forget to put them on at some point. Anyway, so there you go then. Lap 1, we still got Fernando Alonso. We got 3 abreast going into here. This is going to get tight. It is very tight, but we managed to hold on, and we're still in 9th position at the moment as we accelerate forward now to lap 2. Yes, lap 2. Still in 9th place. Magnussen's now 3 seconds ahead of us. We've got Alonso going down the inside, so we're going to go around the outside, as you can see. Yes, tuck in very tight. Well done, Hookster. Well done indeed. It was clean and it was very fair indeed. So still hold on to 9th place as we accelerate forward down to lap 4. Look at this everyone. We got Ocon now trying to get past us, but we're still holding on to this 9th place. Magnussen's now got the gap up to 7.8 seconds. Anyway, it's time for us to come in for our pit stop now. So in we come. Hopefully we get a nice fast stop from the lads. Thank you, lads. Come on. Trundle down the pit lane. Everyone's gone past us, so we change onto the yellow sidewall tyre, of course, for the rest of this stint. It's sort of the medium tyre, and it will get us well to the end. It was a good stop. 2.5 seconds. Pretty standard stop for us on F1 2022. Do you remember the old days when it was like 7 to 10 seconds? Fantastic. Anyway, so we rejoin now in 19th place. In fact, we're behind our own teammate Sebastian Vettel, but he still hasn't come in for his pit stop yet as we accelerate forward on lap 5. Just going past the pits, we've got a huge amount of cars coming in for, well, I say huge, a couple have come in for their pit stop now, and we're up now to 15th position. 15th place at the moment. Magnussen is ahead in 14th place, 9 seconds up the road. We accelerate forward on lap 6, just going past the pits again, still 15th, but we got, I think, 3 or 4 more cars come in now, and we're just going past. Yes, we're in 11th. We're just outside the World Championship points at the moment. Guan Yu Zhou was there, but he's coming for his pit stop as we accelerate for lap 8. Yes, so 11th position. Look at this. We got overtaken by Guan Yu Zhou. No, this is unbelievable scenes. In fact, could almost be called biblical scenes as we go for a move down the inside. Oh, a bit of contact with Guan Yu Zhou there, and we go very wide to the outside. Almost bit it into the outside, actually, but yes, we hold on. And there's a car in. There's another car into the pits. It's Gasly. Gasly comes in for a pit stop, which means we are going to get 10th position once again in this Grand Prix at the moment. Fantastic. 10th place. Can't believe it. Is this going to be another point for our Aston Martin? Is it going to be as we accelerate for lap 10? And I say that there was another car's come in, I do believe, and now we've gone back up into 9th position. Oh, it's an embarrassment of riches. It really is. 9th place at the moment, the Aston Martin for the Hookster. As we accelerate for lap 13, that's the end of the race. Charles Leclerc has indeed won it in the Ferrari. They must have finally found the right tyres to put on the car, and yes, he's won the race. Great news. And behind us now, we've got Daniel Ricciardo, the Honey Badger. In fact, we've got a huge swarm of cars behind us. We've got just a few more calls to go, though, so hopefully we can hold them off as we're now going to go. Oh, we're going a bit deep into this turn, very deep, but we managed to hold it together. And yes, indeedy, Mr. McGreedy, we are I say that as a car right up our Jack Jones. It's Guan Yu Zhou. He's going to try and go down the inside of us. Look at it. Oh, we've done it. I think we did it. Did we do it? Whew. Yes, we did it. Bloody hell, that was close. 9th place. Yes, 2 World Championship points now. Wowzers. And Grand New Joe gets driver of the day. I think that's outrageous, to be honest, but there you go. Nice result. Nice result. And once again, there are the team mechanics, but this time they're the Ferrari team mechanics. Congratulating Charles Leclerc. Well done indeed. And there he is. There he is, everyone. There he is. Charlie boy has won the race. What a surprise. What a surprise that is. Especially to me. I just didn't think he had it in him. But he has. And there you go. Right then. Up onto the podium we go now. There you go. Yeah, just shaking their hands. I don't know why they're doing that. So no idea. But there you go. And there he is. There's Charles Leclerc. Sergio Perez in second place. And Maxi Boy finished in third position. Great result there. And he holds up the trophy high and says, yes, I did it, lads. And look, I didn't crash. I didn't. There's Garaver. There's Arava. I knew it. I thought they'd been sacked, but they haven't been. They're still in the game. Bloody hell. They never asked me, you know. They never asked me. What do you mean I break the face scanner? What are you talking about? Shut up. Break the face scanner. Unbelievable scenes. Anyway, here we go then. 2 points for us in the championship campaign. Let's go to the standings now. And we're currently in 12th position with 3 points at the moment. 3 points. 37 points behind the leader now. Fantastic. Sebastian Vettel unfortunately hasn't scored a single point. But there you go. There you go. And we're 8th in the constructors. Wow. That was a long one. That's what she said. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. You've been awesome as always. And yes, of course, there will, of course, be more later.